Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the country's biggest stars and some of my favourite people. Duncan James, how are you?
I'm very good. I'm a little bit tired today. We've been full on in rehearsals for Panto, for Jack And The Beanstalk here at Derby Arena. With Panto season, you kind of get 2 weeks full on intense rehearsals, and it is so full on. You have to hit the floor literally running. And then we open and we have an incredible a season at Panto, and this year we're in Derby Arena, which is a great big space behind us, and it's the biggest space that I perform Panto in. So I think before this my biggest space was the Hippodrome in Birmingham, which I last saw you at.
Yeah, incredible. And you were brilliant at it. I mean, the good thing about you is you're a pro and you're able to get on and do it, because let's face it, it's hard work to learn a show this quickly and knock it out and give it confidence. It's really tough. That's years of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm always really hard on myself because I'm a perfectionist, and I want to learn everything now, and I want to be able to just absorb it. So I've got it all going, but you can't do that. You know, your brain takes time to pick up things, and I find the older I get, the slower the process is of remembering things. It's kind of scary. You know, when you're younger, you just seem to absorb things a lot easier, but the older you get, it takes a little bit longer. So it does become a little bit frustrating. But you know, I'm in my 40s now, and I still love running around like I'm a 20-year-old, and I still expect my brain to work like it did when I was 20. So yeah,
You're not exactly geriatric. Come on, stop it.
No, I'm not. I'm very lucky that I still have a lot of work, and I've just finished playing Billy Flynn in London's West End. I'm coming on to this now, and then I go on to the Rocky Horror Show playing Frankenfurter. So 3 very, very different roles in a very short period of time.
And again, I mean, this is really decadent, the rehearsal period for Panto, because you've got about a week, whereas you only had about 2 days in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, they gave me a couple of days in Chicago, but I have played that role before, so it was kind of somewhere in the cranium. It was there. It just popped out again, and in the 2 days it was like, okay, there it is.
It's amazing being you. I mean, when we look back in the day, anybody can be a pop star, but then still 10 or 15 or 20 years later to still be relevant and still be doing the business is incredible. Yeah. I guess for you, this is your dream, isn't it? You're booked to headline Panto, you're booked to headline musicals, and you're constantly working.
Yeah, I don't seem to stop, and I'm very, very lucky about that fact. But I've been doing theatre since I was 4 when I first did my shows, and I grew up on stage doing lots of musical stuff from a young age, which I loved, and that was my passion. Obviously Blue came along and helped with my passion, because it helped open more doors, and it gave me the opportunity to be able to be seen by people that I probably wouldn't have been able to be seen by. And I didn't ever go in as an ensemble, which I'm very lucky, and I'm not disrespecting anybody who works hard in the ensemble, but everybody's dream is to become a lead, and sometimes it takes time to get up to that role. So I was kind of very lucky that because of Blue, I came straight in with my first ever show, which was Chicago, playing Billy Flynn in the West End, and that's quite a huge thing to say. What was your first ever show that you did in the West End? What role was it? And it was like playing Billy Flynn in Chicago. So
I saw you do that. I mean, you were incredibly young to do it as well. It's normally sort of 40-year-old man's game, isn't it?
That's why they got me back this time. But yeah, it's funny because I play it. I've been playing it very differently now to how I did, obviously, 10 years ago, and that is because I'm a lot more mature in my mind, and I understood the script a lot more this time. A lot of the time it was just these big words that I was saying as Billy Flynn, but I didn't quite understand the true meaning of it. But now, being older, when I read the script, I read it differently, and I was like, oh, I get it a lot more now. It's quite interesting. You read things and see things differently the older you get.
And I interviewed Jerry Springer, who played that part about 10 years ago, and he said it's basically my TV show. And I went away and thought about it. It's never been more timely. The bullshit of PR and Twitter and social media and our whole razzle-dazzling the public, it's never been louder, is it?
It's quite interesting, actually, when you think of a show like Chicago, why it's been running for so many years, why it's still so current. Is because we can relate to it nowadays. We open the paper and we see Donald Trump razzle-dazzling the world with what he says, and it's a different story behind the scenes, as I'm sure it is. But yeah, it's not that I'm comparing Donald Trump to Billy Flynn in any way, shape or form, but you get what I mean. It's that authority figure, and it's magic that they like to spin out.
We're going to get on talk about you and your Instagram and being you in a moment. Let's talk about Jack and the Beanstalk first, though, here at Derby Arena. This, again, is a part for you to shine. I mean, you're here to be the nice bit of trouser and the cheeky chappy. What we loved about you in Birmingham is the warmth. I guess you can't be trained that. You've just got that, and the audience either like you or they don't.
Yeah, it's true. And the last few pantos I've been doing, I've been playing Prince, I've been in Cinderella, and then I was in Sleeping Beauty. So I haven't done Jack for a few years. So it's trying to find that boyish charm again and that cheeky chappiness. And I'm debating whether to give my Jack a little bit of a bit of an accent this time. Hello everybody, you all right? My name's Jack. So I don't know yet, because the guy who plays my brother in it, Simon, he's from Plymouth, so he's got a real kind of like Devon accent. So I'm like, maybe I should put a little bit of it in there as well, but I'm not sure yet. I'll have to figure it out. You see on the night what comes out.
And I guess anything can happen when you're doing Panto. They can scream out anything. It is sort of an immersive experience, especially in a venue like this. You've got to be on your toes. You can't really phone it in, can you?
Well, I'm doing this for practice for Rocky Horror, because I think it's the same for Rocky. People just shout out, and they know the show so well. But that's what makes shows so great. It's the audience participation, it's the reaction from the audience, and as a performer, it's so much fun being on stage and getting all that response from the audience. It just makes you feel this is why I do what I do, because it gives me as a performer that enjoyment when I see them reacting to stuff, and it's wonderful. That's why we do theatre. That's why we make live theatre. That's why we enjoy doing what we do, to get that from the audience. And
being charming and handsome is one thing, but also having a great voice is another, and you do. I mean, you really get to shine. I guess in this we're going to hear You Be Duncan, yeah?
Yeah, I've got a lot of songs to sing in this one. I'm singing about 6-7 songs, so I'm going to be singing a lot. I'm going to have to be really careful of my voice and really protect it, because two shows a day, every single day, it is a lot, and your vocal cords do get tired. So you just have to steam and drink lots of honey and lemon. I know people say that's an old wives' tale, but it works. And when I did Chicago, actually, my friend Alexandra Burke bought me a really lovely steam inhaler for my voice, and she was like, for Panto Babe, she was like, make sure you steam every day, and because singing all that twice a day is going to knacker the voice, so just steam it. And she bought me a steamer, which was just so sweet. So thank you, Alex.
Do you worry about the pressure, because you're the biggest name on the poster, you're the biggest face on the poster, and if you're not in it, people are going to be disappointed? It is kind of a worry, isn't it? Because you can't have an understudy to be Duncan James.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm looking forward for doing this run. I enjoy Panto season every single year. It's great fun. It is hard work. But I just go out there and have fun, and hopefully the audience will have fun, and I'm sure they will, because this is a great script this year. Morgan Brind, who's written it, he's done a fantastic job. He's playing our Dame as well, and he's a really, really lovely guy, and the script is fantastic. There's lots of exciting things going to be happening in the show. We've got lots of tricks up our sleeve this year, and they're going to be really transforming the stage into a real magical place for the audience, for the kids, for the mums and the dads as well, for everybody to enjoy. And I think everyone's going to really come away happy.
The farty noise in the background, by the way, is a drill, by the way.
Yeah,
we should make that.
I did think that did sound like a fart.
Let's talk about you. I mean, I look at you on social media. I'm a deeply unattractive man, let's face it. And here you are, looking all delicious. What pressure is there on you to look like you? Because it's a ton of literally isn't it?
I just literally rolled out of bed and jumped in the shower and got down here, because I was told you were here early, so I was just like, got my trackie on ready for me from a rehearsal. So yeah, I'm not feeling too glamorous today, but when you're in character and you get on the stage and you get up in the glad rags and in the costume and you get a bit of hair and makeup on, you feel the part. And obviously I'll be losing all this as well, so this will all be going. But yeah, I mean, I like to take care of myself. I like to go and have regular facials and stuff, and I'm always posting videos of me having this treatment and that treatment.
It's like I'm a celebrity all over again.
Yeah. But I think it's important to look after yourself, and I think we only get one body, we only get one life. We've got to make the most of it and enjoy and not feel ashamed to be, especially for men, to go out and Go and have a pamper, go and have a facial. You know, why not? I think we're becoming a lot more metrosexual in our approach now, coming into, you know, 2019 we're coming into, and I think men especially now are taking more time to care of themselves, which is great. I mean, I remember back in the day when I first started with Blue, the first ever makeup artist we had, she said to me, make sure you guys moisturize every day. And I remember thinking, moisturize? Isn't that's what my mum does? I don't need to moisturize. And she was, no, you got to moisturize every day. And she told me that when I was 21. And ever since then, I've like, okay, well, I moisturize every day. And I used to feel a bit embarrassed to go into a shop and ask for moisturizer for myself. Is it for yourself? I was like, yeah. And I used to feel a bit embarrassed. Like, am I feeling wrong to be able to do that? But no, I think now, you know, I go into Mac and I'm like, oh, well, I need this makeup, bit of that, bit of that. Is it for you, sir? Yes, it is for me.
Stand proud.
Yeah.
I wonder where you're at in your life. I mean, as you go into your 40s, it seems like you're in an amazing place. You're relevant, you're current, you're in work, you're successful, and most importantly, you're credible. You can't buy that.
I think, you know, I feel very blessed to be able to have still been working as much as I have done in this industry. I know lots of people and other bands that I've worked with over the years haven't had the same fortune, and a lot of people have said to me, oh, why do you get booked in West End still? Why do you go off and do that? How do you do that? Why can't I do it? And I'm like, well, I don't know the answer to that, but I just know that I'm very lucky, and I know that I've managed to always secure jobs and keep on working, to the point where I sometimes think I need a break, but then I think no, I can't, because I want to keep working. I want to keep. I'm one of these people that has to be doing something. I can't just sit at home because I start to go stir crazy. And I think a lot of it is being an only child. For me, it's given me that drive and that focus to always want to go out and better myself and keep working. And I support my mom, I support my daughter, and I want to make sure that the people that I love and care about are looked after and supported. And, you know, I don't have a dad, I don't have anybody to look after, support me. So I have to make sure I look after and support myself and my family, because I've got no one else to do it in my life. So I'm very, very much one of these people that believes in going out there and just working hard.
And are you well? Because there was a period where you had to come out of the business for a bit, the back and all of that stuff. It really set you back.
Yeah, I think I just overdid it a little bit. I was doing a musical called Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and those damn heels kind of triggered off an issue that I had in my lumbar spine, which I knew about and I ignored. And it's that old saying of, don't ignore your body, because your body is telling you things for a reason. And I ignored my body and carried on with the show, because the show must go on. And I woke up one morning and I couldn't walk, and then I was rushed into emergency surgery, and which followed 3 weeks later by another emergency surgery, because the first surgery had gone wrong. And it was a really horrible time, and it was really scary, because it makes you look at your own mortality, and it makes you question, actually, you know, I'm not immortal and you only have your health, and if that goes, it's really scary. So yeah, I did have a moment of being really frightened, but then Hollyoaks was knocking at my door, and I literally within 2 weeks of being out of hospital, I said, all right, I'll do it. And I shouldn't have done it again. I should have rested more. But you know what? I hobbled through with my walking stick for the first 3 months of filming, and we got by. And it was the best experience for me. I learnt so much there. It was really hard for me for the first few months with my own health. And I was being doped up on a lot of tramadol and cocodamol and strong painkillers to get me through it, which isn't good for your clarity. So, you know, I don't know how I did it, but I did.
Didn't know if you were in Hollyoaks or EastEnders, did you?
I don't know where I was. And but I got through it, and I had a great time, met some really amazing people, and I learnt a lot. And the experience that I got there was priceless. And then literally, like I said, I've come out of Hollyoaks. I've been on tour with Blue and Steps, and I've been back in the West End in Chicago, jumping on this for Panto, and then next year Rocky Horror. Which I'm really excited about, because I'm going to be back in heels, but my back's better now. I wear orthotics in my shoes, which are correcting my spine and my issues, so that's good. And I'm going to go back into the heels again and play Frankenfurter.
Duncan James, you're one of the most talented people I've ever met in the business. You're brilliant to watch on stage. Congratulations on Jack and the Beanstalk. It's here at the Derby Arena through Christmas. 4-week run. Nice to see you.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you. Thank you.